lot of pens there. You'll get one. Just keep passing around.
School bullying, a child who was bullied, as we just heard from Principal Clark, that's a child who is fearful of learning, fearful of coming to school, and we just cannot have that. We cannot tolerate that. We cannot allow in any way bullying to take place within a school or outside of school. And that's why the legislation today is landmark legislation. A couple years ago, I signed a bill to have a task force to deal with this issue, to bring people together, to discuss this issue, to have specific definitions of bullying, specific requirements with respect to addressing this issue. It's very, very important we lead when it comes to this issue. There are too many incidences we read about where children, special children, everybody understands how important it is when you're growing up to have the opportunity to learn without fear or intimidation. And so I really feel this is a very important mission that we all have, all of us, as parents, as adults, as teachers, as mentors. I had a chance downstairs to see our basketball players and their coaches there. It's important that all of our kids understand we respect each other in this state of Illinois, and especially at this time, that we come together as a family. We're the family of Illinois. 13 million strong, and we respect each and every member of our family. We honor their presence. It's so important that we have that approach to life, that everybody is welcome. No one is marginalized. No one is bullied. And signing this bill today, I think, will really be a major step forward for our children. And I want to thank all the children who are here today, these students. What a beautiful school. With a very, very meaningful achievement to get the honor of being a blue ribbon school. I want to thank all of the teachers who are with us here today who have helped make this day possible. I think it's so important that we honor our teachers, that they help guide our students and prevent bad things from happening like bullying and help good things happening like learning and reading. Readers are leaders. I want to make sure all our students understand that reading this summer, right? Am I right about that? Yeah. You know, everybody in and nobody left out when it comes to reading.
This has been a pretty long journey with some hiccups along the way. We fell short by one vote 2 years ago, and the first person I heard from was the governor, who said, what are we going to do? How can I make this happen? How can I help you make this happen? And I am so grateful to you because we're here today because of that kind of leadership. In addition, the parents that found me over these last 3 years, who reached out with sometimes heartbreaking stories, with each one of them came to me with a different experience, a different story. The things that were the same, however, were not having felt heard, not finding solutions for their children, and something I talked to my kids about today on the way here. The one thing they shared was the principle that is so key to good parenting, and that is unconditional love for their children. These people were willing to do anything to find safety and a safe learning environment for their kids, and they inspired me and kept me going even when it was very frustrating. And I wonder sometimes if the parents of the bullies had given their children that same unconditional love, if the conversation would have been different. And so I am so grateful to the parents who stood up for their kids, who took the brave step of standing up to school leadership and school boards and really just continued to fight until their kids were safe. And that's what we're here today for. We're here to solve the problem, not move the problem. I heard repeatedly from teachers and principals who wanted to help but didn't know what to do. And what we've done in this bill is give specific guidance to the schools that want to do the right thing, that know that they're going to be better schools, that they're going to have better students, and that they're going to create better citizens by creating safe and healthy learning environments. And I'm so grateful that we're taking this step forward today, and I pledge to work with any school district that wants help in implementing this, because that is our next step.
My family is everything to me, and this kid here is extraordinary, and experienced issues in grade school because he wasn't a jock, he was a bookworm. And I'm okay with that, because regardless of what my kids choose to do in life, as long as they're happy, that's all that matters. But the constant was because he didn't fit in, bullying happened, and it happened repeatedly over the years by 2 people. The end result was my son being beat up in the playground, and the end result from the administration was 2 weeks of school left, the kid's graduating. Kyle will have a great 8th grade year. And I said, yeah, maybe so, but in a year he starts high school and he's right back in the same building with those same children that has created a hell for him. So we moved districts. Some people call it running away. I called it saving my kid. Things were okay for a while. Kyle developed teenage years. Everybody goes through the awkward stage. And again, issues because he didn't fit in, and things were said to me such as, well, have him dress like the other kids. Have him act like the other kids. I won't tell my kids to be like somebody else. I demand and expect my children to be true to themselves, not to fit in with what society deems acceptable. With that being said, being halfway across the country for work, I got a phone call that no parent ever wants to receive. Sorry. And at that time, I could no longer be silent. And I used social media, and I screamed and I hollered until I found the right people to get my son and my daughter help, because it has affected my whole family. And I thank God for the people that I did find, because my son stands here today in front of you, a high school graduate a year early. My son was in the top 10 of his class. And I can tell you, even though he is a graduate of 2013, I stood in the background of the high school and watched the classmates graduate. A, because my daughter was singing in the choir, and I always support my children. And B, my son did have some very loyal friends in that class, and I wanted to be a part of their special day. But what a lot of people fail to realize is how much was stripped from my son and from us. I will never have the opportunity to watch my son cross that stage and get his high school diploma. Because of the health issues that bullying caused, we finished high school online, and that's okay because he's going to be successful, and I will watch him walk across the stage for college. But we educate our kids at very young ages on the use of drugs and alcohol and some, fire safety and everything else. But we have this saying, and I'm sure all of you have heard it over and over, especially from our generation: sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. That is not true. That is the farthest thing from the truth. And these kids need to be taught that at a very, very young age, because that's where it's starting. When I became vocal, I had students, and we're talking numerous students, contact me and tell me they're suicidal. Tell me that they're cutting themselves. I don't have the education or the knowledge to know how to help those kids, but I could no longer be silent and not find the help for them. And that's where all of these people around me come in. So today is a game changer in our lives, because I never, ever want another parent to get that phone call that I got and watch any other family literally be destroyed and have to figure out and build from the ground back up.
Beautiful. Thank you, John. Thank you very much, Renee. That was beautiful. That took a lot of courage. Very special.